amusement parks. The supposed pinnacle of youth and joyous summer memories, or, the place where sibling chaos goes to die publicly. Yuki stared at the park like it owed her something. It's been a long time since I went to an amusement park. When was the last time? Around summer vacation in our first year of junior high school? Her face beamed with an entirely unearned nostalgic glow. She locked onto the tallest roller coaster in Japan like it had insulted her. First of all, let's ride that first. Height board spotted. Defensive mode engaged before anyone could speak. I'm not that short, you know. At the lockers, the attendant politely dismantled Ayano's entire existence. Ah, sorry. Could you please untie your hair so that your head can press firmly against the seat? Ayano froze. Disguise deleted. Belongings stowed. Front row seats. Straps locked. Fate sealed. The slow, clacking climb to the peak was pure, agonizing anticipation. Beautiful sky, impending drop. Standard emotional blackmail. Nose tipped over the edge. Gravity took the wheel. Yo! Yuki threw herself into the adrenaline like she was owed it. Yay! Masachika matched her volume. Wind warped their faces. Both of them fully surrendered. Ayano simply sat there, blank, unmoving, surviving through pure dissociation. The coaster rolled back to the platform. One single prominent tear fell from her open eye. Yes, I apologize for the inconvenience, she whispered, body still trembling with unvoiced terror. They practically had to carry her limp body off the platform. Traumatized maid acquired. Solid ground restored. Back at the lockers for a brief moment of peace. Instead, a lethal threat appeared. Suo and Kuze? Hello? Sayaka. Staring. Total shock. Nonoa stood next to her, casually sipping a drink like this was normal. Sayaka scanned the area for the missing silver-haired Russian who would make this grouping make sense. Finding nothing but the two of them together, her expression went completely dead. So that's what it looks like. Glasses flared. Sinking ship detected. Welp, Nonoa chirped, completely detached from the murder about to happen next to her. Sayaka's aura froze Masachika in place. Food stall. Tense lunch arrangement. The air above the table felt visually heavy. A random college guy tried to hit on Nonoa. Yes, how can I help you? Sayaka demanded. Murderous aura and glacial glare stopped the boy mid-step. Those churros, they look really good, he stammered, already looking for the nearest exit from his own life choices. Yuki offered the mercy kill with a wry smile. They sell them over there. This one is cinnamon-flavored. He took the escape route without hesitation. Ayano coped by aggressively eating churros like a starved hamster. Tension? What tension? Under the table, Masachika and Yuki conducted frantic finger-writing diplomacy on each other's palms. Someone had to defuse the bomb. No volunteers. Yuki took the bullet. Best diplomatic smile online. Sayaka, there seems to be a slight misunderstanding, but the reason why Masachika and I are here together today was to make up for the incident at the end of semester ceremony the other day. Sayaka wasn't buying a single word. Lies. Glasses adjusted for maximum judgment. So what is it then? Hands slammed on the table. Hardened interrogator mode activated. Accusing finger locked on Yuki. Why can I smell the same shampoo from both of you? Yuki's rehearsed smile violently cracked. Fatal hygiene flaw exposed. What's more, that shirt. Sayaka's voice rose in triumph, pointing squarely at Yuki's chest. That shirt originally belonged to Kuze, and it was given to Suo because it no longer fit him. The ultra-rare out-of-print anime tee had just become Exhibit A. Defeated silence. Does that mean everything that happened at the closing ceremony was just a joke? Moreover, I can smell the same shampoo. Is this an indecent sexual relationship? Disciplinary committee energy at full power. Masachika held his head. Career already dead in the weekly magazine headlines of his mind. Then Nonoa casually dropped the nuclear option without looking up from her phone. Sayachi, there's nothing to worry about, because those two are siblings. Eh? Masachika choked. Synchronized horror. Nanoa? I don't understand what you're talking about. Yuki tried to play dumb. It was not working. Nanoa finally looked up, knowing smirk deployed. From the look on your faces, are my words right on target? They had accidentally glanced at Ayano. Guilt, confirmed. Trump card revealed. Although I feel bad that you've been desperately looking for excuses, but I've known you for a long time, okay? Suo Masachika? Childhood piano prodigy past, dusted off and weaponized. Seriously? How did you know? Masachika's shoulders dropped. Yuki shrugged helplessly beside him. Escape routes, 0. Sayaka stared wide-eyed, hands trembling. The fact that you guys have different surnames? That means you're siblings separated from each other? Masachika tilted his head at the dramatic phrasing. It feels a bit redundant for you to say it like that, but, well, maybe you could say that? Sayaka immediately burst into tears. Taniyama? Masachika panicked, assuming pure pity for their tragic, broken family. Yuki knew better. She leaned across the table with gleaming eyes. Sayaka, are you not on the understanding side? Huh, yes! Sayaka screamed and aggressively grabbed both of Yuki's hands. Degenerate alliance forged over the sacred separated siblings trope in real time. Nanoa glanced at the now alienated Masachika. In that case, do you want to go around the amusement park with me? He agreed, happily abandoned ship. Over an hour later, they returned, exhausted. The madness at the table had not stopped. Why is everyone more interested in transfer students or classmates they just met? Rather than those kinds of people who have unclear natures, it's better to choose a childhood friend, Sayaka ranted, slamming a fist into her open palm. Yuki sat there sweating under the barrage. The dreadful realization hit. Is it possible that Taniyama thinks of me and Yuki as her favorite couple? Masachika whispered to Nanoa. Her initial wrath had just been fan fiction projection. Of course. Before he could further condemn otaku culture, Yuki turned and glared directly at him. Don't read my mind! Masachika reeled backward, permanently trapped. Nightmare status confirmed. The air conditioner drones on like it's trying its best to pretend this room isn't about to become a psychological war zone. Masachika sits at the table, pen scraping across summer homework, doing the mental equivalent of plugging his ears and humming, while the girl across from him radiates silent, high-pressure disappointment. Alya hasn't just shown up. She's shown up wearing a subtle layer of makeup that turns her usual beauty into something that feels like a targeted attack on his remaining brain cells. Masachika is internally worshipping the view and simultaneously calculating how fast he's going to lose his mind if he keeps staring. Alya catches the lingering gaze, tilts her head, and asks with a blank, inquisitive expression, "What?" "It's nothing. I was just thinking about how you were wearing makeup today." Alya brushes it off. Well, just a little bit, you know?" He pushes through the awkwardness. "Oh, I see. No, I think that you look prettier than usual, you know?" Alya loosens her posture just enough to deliver a practiced, almost bored, "Really? Thanks." The second he looks back at his homework, the dissatisfaction returns. She plays with her hair ribbon and mutters under her breath in Russian, "If you feel so, then take me out. If you think I look that good, do something about it." Masachika pretends the Russian never happened. "Did you say something earlier?" Alya immediately covers with a pout. "No, really? I just said, you were slow to give praise, -1 point. Masachika, fully aware he's walking into a trap, still decides to swing for the fences. "It's nothing. It's very refreshing for the eyes. No matter what angle you look from, you look beautiful and sweet. I feel like I could look at you forever." The corner of Alya's eye twitches. She crosses her arms under her chest and deploys the Russian counterattack. "Is just looking at me making you feel satisfied?" Masachika's gaze briefly drops to the twin hills resting against her arms. His brain blue screens. Diving headfirst into that particular danger zone feels like a guaranteed speed run to a dead-end game over screen. He exercises heroic self-restraint and aggressively stares out the window instead, quietly awarding himself points for not being a complete disaster. Alya watches him dodge the bait, sighs in pure disappointment, and hits him with a mocking smirk. Too bad, time's up. You just missed a great opportunity, you know. Poor thing, you've already run out of all the luck this month. Masachika furrows his brow. No, what the hell are you talking about? You might be able to understand it if you study the female heart more. Her condescending tone immediately triggers an internal civil war. Mini-demon Yuki screaming, "Fight back!" Mini-angel Maria begging him to keep the peace. He chooses mild hostility. Yes, you have no sense of vigilance for casually coming to a man's house where his family is not present. That's what I'm trying to say. Alya leans forward, chin up, completely unfazed. What would happen if I casually walked into your house? Do you have the guts to do something to me? Backed into a corner, Masachika decides the only way out is through high-level otome game aggression. I'll wait for you in the room. He executes a dramatic cool guy exit into his bedroom and clicks the door shut. The second the latch catches, the artificial confidence evaporates into pure agony. He desperately tells himself that if he just waits one quiet minute, he can walk back out with a self-deprecating joke and pretend none of this happened. A soft, hesitant knock destroys that fantasy. The door opens. Alya steps in looking completely unbothered. Panicking at her total lack of hesitation, he pats the mattress beside him. Come here. Alya lets out a cold, dismissive snort. Then she walks over and sits right next to him on the bed like this is normal. Sitting side by side on a bed in an empty house is how romantic disasters are born. Driven by pure, stubborn pride, Masachika leans in close and whispers, "You're nervous, huh? How cute." Alya freezes for a microsecond, then fires back harder. Nervous? Not at all, really. On the contrary, isn't Masachika-kun himself the nervous one? See, you said you were going to teach me about a man's heart? Trapped in an escalating game of chicken, where neither of them is willing to hit the brakes, Masachika silently prays for a magic circle, an alien invasion, or literally any excuse to leave the room. The temperature in the room drops to sub-zero the moment Alya's hand touches the sheets. The teasing expression vanishes. She sits up slowly and holds a long black strand of hair right in front of his eyes. What is this? Masachika recognizes the evidence from yesterday's chaos and laughs nervously. That, anyway. That's probably from Yuki, who came to visit yesterday and played a wrestling match on the bed with me. Alya's face twists into a terrifyingly sweet, yandere-adjacent smile. Before he can process the threat level, she traces the sensitive skin on his neck and purrs, "Then, what are these hickey marks?" Ice-cold panic. His mind flashes back to yesterday morning and Yuki violently biting his neck during their ridiculous wrestling match. He needs an excuse. He doubles down on the worst possible defense. This, huh? This, well, while playing a wrestling match, Yuki, who was about to lose, suddenly bit me. Gosh, there's no such thing as cheating, right? The scary smile widens as she clenches her fist. Hey, do you know what I'm thinking right now? Realizing the bomb is about to detonate with zero chance of defusal, Masachika lies back down, closes his eyes like a sacrificial lamb, and whimpers, "Please do it. Gently, okay?" 20 minutes later, Masachika snaps back to reality in the apartment hallway, standing stiffly beside Alya like a newly drafted baseball recruit who's already regretting signing the contract. Alya glances at his robotic posture and frowns. Hey, what's with that weird tone? understanding he's now being dragged out on a forced outing under the pretext of studying a woman's heart. So, what does this servant need to do? Alya answers with pure annoyance. First of all, accompany me? He offers his elbow. She immediately complains about the summer heat while stubbornly holding on anyway. Alya puffs out her chest and delivers unsolicited dating wisdom. Listen carefully, okay? You don't need to get the right answer. As long as you do your best to make the other party happy and entertained. That feeling is what makes girls happy. Lacking any actual plan, Masachika decides to wander aimlessly near the station and pray a decent cafe or sweet shop appears before she notices he has no destination. As they walk through the shopping district, he feels her intense, unblinking gaze locked onto the side of his face. Alya fixates on his collar and mutters a faint, possessive thought in Russian. I wonder if I can overwrite it, huh? She's considering replacing Yuki's bite mark with her own. His eyes land on a massive clothing store display featuring a giant, high-fashion poster of their quiet classmate Nanoa posing like a professional model. What, Miyamaya-san? His genuine awe is interrupted by an agonizing pinch to the cheek. Masachika-kun? Do you know the reason why you were pinched? He rubs his face and confesses. Because I was mesmerized by another girl while on a date. Exactly. If this was a real date, you'd lose a lot of points, wouldn't you? Her aggressive Russian muttering continues in the background, complaining about him staring at other girls after promising to look at her forever. Desperate to recover, Masachika clarifies. And well, because her blonde hair stands out. Unconsciously, my gaze would be drawn to it. Oh, more prominent than my hair? Satisfied, Alya offers a rare soft smile and drops personal history. I'm just joking, really. Especially back then, my hair was blonde, you know? Masachika's eyes light up with pure otaku curiosity. I see. Blonde Alya, huh? Alya shyly promises to show him a childhood photo next time. A sudden wave of warmth hits his chest. He reaches down and gently wraps his fingers around her hand. Somehow, I felt like holding your hand. Is that not allowed? Yes, girls don't mind being forced even a little bit either. Of course, that's just a general opinion, okay? Hey, is it just me or are we just walking aimlessly? Don't worry, I've already thought about our destination. Yeah, we just need to turn that corner over there. He turns the corner with maximum confidence. Masachika freezes in absolute horror. He has just confidently guided Alya to the entrance of a high-end lingerie shop. Her voice drops to an Arctic whisper. Hey, is this the place we're going to? Accepting that his life is officially over, Masachika looks her straight in the eyes with deadpan sincerity and delivers his final words. Lately, I think the size doesn't match anymore, so... A soft, flustered words of Russian were muttered. How did you know?